Hey guys, this is Lori with LM's Crafty Creations, and I have a new album and tutorial to share with you. So I'm going to show you the album first, and then we're going to get right into the tutorial right off the bat. So hang in there with me. I'm going to show you everything that's going on with this album. The album does have only one page style. So let me chat with you just a minute about that. So what I'm going to do, I know that a lot of you like to do different page styles for all of the pages when you do an album. So, and that's great. But it's difficult to create different, like 5 different page styles for every single album that I create. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series where I do, like say I'll take this size and I'll do a page style. I'll do an album with a page style that will fit this size. And then I'm going to have a playlist on my YouTube channel for all the sizes that I have, all the album sizes that I have page styles for. So that way you can kind of create your own album with the page styles that you want to use. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that's something that you're interested in. If it is, let me know. If it's not, let me know that too. Maybe you like just creating just one page style for one album. Give me your opinions. So let's talk about the book. This book was, it's a boy album created by me, of course. I don't know where I was going with that. But it's by Echo Park and it's called Imagine That. And it's a super cute um, collection. So what I've done here, I told you, I think in another video that I was going to do like an Etch-a-Sketch cover, and I'd planned on doing that, but I wanted to use these little frames that was included in my design team kit from countrycraftcreations.com. So instead I did a little shaker because I couldn't find anything that looked like knobs. I was going to use water bottle caps and then 20-ounce bottle caps, and nothing, they were all too big. So I couldn't get everything that was anything that was quite the right size. So anyway, I made it removable. So if I decide to sell the album and someone doesn't like this element, they can just take it off completely, put their little boy's name on here, and you're done. So super cute. It shakes. I couldn't help it. It's got glitter and sequins in it. And then there's magnets on the back, which you can see them right now, but if you put a photo there, they'll disappear. So here, I like to do this on my in my albums somewhere. You've seen me do it a lot lately because it's my favorite thing, and I use my punch here. I think this is the medium size, maybe the large, I don't know, hexagon. And I just punch hexagons from the paper, and then I take a piece of solid cardstock and I paste them on, and I leave little space in between each one. So I've done that around the entire album this time. There's a spine, it's about 3-inch spine. The book is about 6.5 by 8, I believe. There's the back. I just think that look is really cute, and it gives you a little sneak peek of all the papers in the collection. So let's open it up. Here I have a pocket. I have 2 photo mats. This is a really chunky album. I put photos in it just to see how many it would hold, and I got it to hold 70 photos. Can you believe that? I used the cut-aparts for the top part of the pocket, which I thought was really cute. Sticker from the collection there. On this side, there is, let me just zoom out one time for you. Maybe that will help. I have double belly bands holding gatefold flaps closed on each page. I have a cut apart here, a little sticker, and then I did a photo mat here, and then I just did, left it blank because I didn't want to bulk up the album too much. This opens up, double photo mats, and then one here. I left it blank on the other side, and then just a little sticker there that kind of coordinates with whatever theme I've got going on. This is like the superhero dogs. So on this page, in all of these pockets right here, I took these tags that were in my kit, I backed them on black cardstock, I added an eyelet to them, and then added this cute trim that is in the store at countrycraftcreations.com, and it's just really cute. So all of those are the same. I did add seam binding, but I made it removable just in case you don't like bows in your boy album. So there's a cut apart there. These are on every page the brads from the collection, and they're really cute. So there's a photo up top here that will hold a 4x6. and then one that flips down. Again, the seam binding is removable. You could just snip it off or just slide it off, whatever you wanted to do if you don't like it. And then this is a removable photo mat that's tucked behind the two stickers. And then on the other side, I used like a little template to make this sprocket or gear, whatever you want to call it, flap, because I just wanted a decorative edge on this side that was kind of boyish, and I thought that was cute. So this flips open. I have a little pocket that I made out of the design paper, and then there's a sticker there. There's a sticker that I backed on cardstock. That's super cute. And then one there. So you have a place for a photo there. This flips over, and this is the end of the very first page, and you have a 4x4 photo mat there. And then I just wanted to see the really cute paper. Some stickers here. On this side, I tried to coordinate it on both sides. Again, a little booklet holding it closed. This one's a little different. Open them up. And then just a photo mat with the plain green paper there. This paper was the coordinating paper that went with the collection. I like that Echo Park does that. And then just a sticker there. A robot sticker here, cut apart. Again, the beautiful seam binding, the brads. Flip it up and down. Let me zoom out one more time. It's a large album. And I just have stickers there. This closes. Again, the flap cut apart there. I left it blank on the other side. And I love the Etch-a-Sketch paper. Flip it over. The planet and the spaceship. Another 4x4 photo mat. And then again, I did the booklet, this time with the dinosaurs. I did 2 photos here, and then just left those plain on that side. Really cute. This opens, and then again, another cut apart with the photo mat on the back. And the little planet in the corner that coordinates with the theme I've got going on for this page. Turn it over. More brads and seam binding. I cut apart there. Flip it up, flip it down. And then I love this paper, so I didn't put any stickers or anything on it because I just thought it was so cute. Like the patchwork, kind of like the with the hexagons that I do, but with triangles. I loved it. Here's another flap. Left open to tuck the photo behind. Loved this airplane paper with the dogs. Really cute. Now I did use one collection pack with this and one pack of the coordinating cardstock. So another booklet, I just layered some of the papers here. This opens, and then I have the little paper airplanes and a photo mat. I used the little airplane cut apart here. Brads, this one says awesome. And you flip it up and then flip it down, and then you can tuck your photo behind the airplane there. And on this side, this opens up and you can tuck your photo behind the bicycle. And I loved this paper. This is one of my favorite papers, the ocean paper. This says this is what awesome looks like. Really cute. My little shaker is coming off while I'm moving it back and forth. And this is another booklet. I just got to the end of my paper scraps here and was layering papers. This opens up. I used the branding strip from the paper here and then a little sticker because I like that it said imagine that. On this side, again another sticker, a cut apart, some brads. This one says, oh boy. And then I just tucked this behind the dinosaurs. And then this one, whoops, opens up this way. I have a little cut apart here, little sticker, another cut apart, stickers here. On the back cover I did something a little different. I added a small waterfall, so you could put a small photo here. And then I left these blanks so you could put full 4x6 photos here. Then the whole thing flips up. And there's a little cut apart tucked right here. And then one in the pocket as well, a 4x4. You can journal and put a photo on the back. So that is it for the album. And I thought it turned out really cute. I really like the shaker element. And so let's get into the tutorial quick. This won't take long, especially since I've already done this once before and I messed up, so I had to refilm it. So that's always super fun. Let's go with this. Uh-oh. So here, the first pages I want you to cut out, you need to take two 12 by 12 sheets of paper and you're going to cut them at 6 by 12. So you're going to need two of these. They're just scored differently. So the first 6 by 12 page, you're going to score on the 12-inch side at 8 inches and then fold that over. Okay, there's our first flap. And then let me find the other flap, make sure this is the correct one. It is. This is 4.5 by 6 and you're going to score on the 4.5-inch side at 1/2 inch. Go ahead and fold. And as always, I'm using my art glitter glue. Looks like that. And I just tuck this up under. It's important to put your glue on this side of the flap and tuck it under here because that will allow the gatefold part to close properly. It gives you just a tiny bit of space in between the two flaps. Okay, so there's our gatefold portion. Now we can go ahead and add the belly bands onto the front. So you're going to need two belly bands cut at 1 1/4 by 7 and score on the 7-inch side at 1/2 inch on each end. Go ahead and fold on those. Now what I did here when I added my belly bands, I actually measured the exact center where these would go, but I'm just going to eyeball it this time for the sake of the video and timing. But they go right in the middle of the flaps. Here's the second one. I just used my Tim Holtz ruler to find the center and then figured out, you know, how much I needed on each end to make them even. So there's our flaps, and your booklets will go inside those to keep them closed. So now open these up and you're going to cut a pocket, this is the right one, at 8 7/8 by 2 inches. And then you're going to score on the 2-inch side at 1/2 inch and then on the 8 7/8 of an inch side at 1/2 inch on each end. Miter your corners. Go ahead and fold on all your score lines. Add your glue. Whoops, or tape, whatever you like to use. I like to use glue for all my albums. So the only bad thing about it is that if you mess up, you can't use a product like Undo to fix it, but that's okay. I have more confidence that my albums are not going to fall apart when I use glue. And plus, glue is cheaper than tape is. Okay, so there's our pocket right there at the bottom. Close these up. Now, flip it over. For the back, we're going to add our what I call our binding pocket. This is cut to 7 inches by 7.5 inches. And you're going to score on the 7-inch side at 1/2 inch on each end. Sorry, give me just a moment. I'm going to fix this real quick. On the 7-inch side at 1/2 inch. Want to make sure I write down the correct measurements so that the measurements below are for you correct when you get them. Okay, so go ahead and fold on those score lines. So in case you didn't know and you're new to my channel, I always include the measurements in the description box of all my albums, so that way you can copy and paste it into Word or something and you can print it out for yourself. It's super easier to have it, so that way you don't have to write it down during the video. So this is the pocket that's going to attach to your binding system, whichever you choose. I have included the measurement for the hidden hinge binding for this album, but you can always choose whatever binding method you prefer. So this is our other 6x12 piece, and I scored it on the 12-inch side at 1/2 inch and then at 7 inches. And I'm going to slip it under here. So you're going to fold on all your score lines. And where am I putting my glue? I'm not putting it on that side. Oops, wrong. It's easier if I hold it up, right? Yeah, I need to put it on this side. So I'm going to put it on this side of the flap that's facing up and tuck it into the pocket. And I should have mitered those corners. That's okay, I'm going to do it now. A little glue won't hurt anybody, right? So miter your corners, glue side up, and tuck it in there. And this gives that flap. Now on my flap I did that decorative edge, but you could leave it like this or just round the corners or just do whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. So next you're going to cut 2 flaps at 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. You're going to score on the 4 3/4 inch side at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and fold on both of these score lines. And you're going to center the first one. I'm going to do the first one on the bottom. So I'm just going to add my glue here. And get it right on the bottom. Okay, there's my first flap, and then I'm going to line up the top flap with that first one. So I'm going to add my glue here, kind of line it up, and stick it down. There it is. There's my flaps. Easy peasy. Now turn this over, and the final thing we have is a pocket on this side, and this pocket is cut to 7.5 by 2 inches. Score on the 2-inch side at 1/2 inch, and then on the 7.5 inch side at 1/2 inch on each end. And just give it a miter and fold on everything. And stick that right down there at the bottom. Give that a little chance to glue. And that's the page style, guys. That's it. It's super easy. I've also included the measurements for the booklets that I created as well down at the bottom. So let's talk closures quick. So I get a lot of questions on how I do my closures. So let's see, do I have even any stuff here? What did I do with my brads? This was kind of like a last minute thought in my head that I should do this, do something on closures. Oh, here's my brads. Yay, okay. So I have these brads left. So let's turn this over and I'll tell you how I did mine. So I actually matted my pages first on the front and then I added my brads. But since I'm not going to mat these, I'm going to show you I'm going to pick 2 brads. And this is super simple. So what I did is I picked where I wanted my first one. So mat your page first on the front and say I wanted it like right here. Where's my, let me get my teeny tiny hole puncher. Here it is. So on a lot of them I had like a cut apart. Sometimes I did them in the middle, sometimes I did them on the side. For the purpose of the video, I'm just going to do it on the side because it's easier. So I'm just going to punch my hole right there. There's my hole for my brad. The first one is really easy. You just punch your hole and you stick the brad in. That's it. So that one is ready to go, okay? You're going to wind your twine or whatever you have around the brad. So for the next one, so I need to kind of get them even and measure how I'm going to do them down here at the bottom. So I'm just going to make a little mark right here, like that's where I want that. Just make sure it's even and that there's enough space so that the flaps can close, okay? So I don't know if my hole puncher can reach down there. Oh yeah, it can, yay. So punch it. If your hole puncher can't reach, just use a paper piercer and do it that way. Now I don't have, do I have any twine over here on the side? I have seam binding. That might work. Let's try this. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your seam binding, your twine, whatever you want. If you use seam binding, the brads might actually cut into it, so beware of that. I used twine, but this is what I have close to me at my desk, so this is what I'm going to use. So all I did is thread that through the hole. And so what you would do is go ahead and tape this down right here, or glue it, or whatever you want. And then you take your other brad. Now remember, this page will have paper on it, decorative paper, will be matted, and you're going to stick your brad through the hole as well. So see how we have that there? And then you're going to close your brad. Now what I like to do on the opposite side of all my brads is I put a piece of 1/2-inch score tape over it. That way I know it's not really going to move around a lot, you know, and it stays put. And then you're going to put glue or tape here, and then that's why I glued the Photomats on the top of these, the white ones, to hide all of this, okay? So then once you've done all of that, I mean, you're done, that's it. And then you just use this, like I said, it'd be better if you use twine for this instance than seam binding because it's really flimsy, but you could use seam binding. And then there it is. And then I just tie a little knot right there and cut it off. Does that make sense? So that's how I did my closures. They're super simple. If you want to do a magnet, you would do, let me show you how I do that. I need to do a video just on closures because I get tons of questions. But say you wanted to do, whoa, all my stuff is stacked up right here. It's a huge mess. But I'm getting my own craft room soon. Hallelujah. Okay, so what I would do is I would tape my first magnet right here, and I can actually just do that quick. I would just take my 1/4-inch score tape and I tape my magnet just like that. And then I take the second magnet and I stick it on there so I know which way it goes. So I take it off and then I put some tape on it like this. So I have tape, and then I peel the backing off, put it back on here, and then I close it down, press, and lift it up. And then I'm going to put tape over here to reinforce it. And then there's my magnetic closure. Done. Super easy, right? So then you just mat this, you know, you remove the tape backing when you get ready to mat it and just mat it as usual. So that's how I do my magnets, guys. Super easy. The only thing left is a swing tab, which I do have swing tabs sitting right here, so I'll show you that real quick. What I do is I take my swing tabs, I cut them out using my Tim Holtz die. It's the tiny tabs and tags die, and they look like, this is the one I like to use the most. Let me punch out that hole there. And I keep them in this little, this is like a tool container that my husband didn't want, so he gave it to me. It came with something he got. So this closes, and I just keep them in there. So I'm going to take my little tab, and I'm going to decide where I want to put it. Now you have to make sure, can you see this? Let me zoom in some on this. That's as far as I can go. So I usually put it like this first, because that way I know it's going to clear the whole tab. Okay, does that make sense? Now we already have a magnet here, so it's going to stay down. But what I do next is I take my little pencil, I draw my little dot, and then I punch a hole here. I don't have anything to punch a hole with, so I wonder if I have, normally I would use my little paper piercer, but I don't have it handy, so I'm just going to punch it with my scissors. And then, of course, all this is matted with paper on the front, and then I would take this and put it over the hole and add my brad. Actually, it's probably if I add my brad first to the tab and then add it here, close it. Again, I would cover this with 1/2-inch score tape, and I would, let's take these magnets off since I don't care about this paper. It really doesn't matter. But I do care about my magnets because they're not cheap. I buy my magnets on eBay. Sometimes I do buy magnets, the basic gray ones from Tamara's store. They're really good magnets. I like those too. I like to use the larger ones for closures on album covers. So here's my little swing tab, and it's going to swing up and keep that closed. Now you could do 2 swing tabs if you wanted, or just one in the middle depending on what you want to do. My brad is too big, so it's catching on the flap. Normally I would use a smaller brad right there. But that's how you do a swing tab, and it's super easy. Like I said, I cut mine out of chipboard, and I don't have that little die handy. There's a million things stacked on top of it, so I can't show it to you. So that's it. There's my closure tutorial. Quick and easy. I know that a lot of you have been asking for that lately, and I wanted to do it separate from a video about on an album, so that way y'all can refer back to it often, but I just haven't had time to get to it yet. So there you go. So you can do whatever closure you want to there, and your closure is already figured out for you on this side. So that's all I have for you today, guys. I've also included the measurements for the front and back pocket, as well as the measurements for the little waterfall that I did on the back cover if you want to do that as well. So thanks for watching. Visit countrycraftcreations.com for all of your scrapbook supplies. Check us out on Facebook. I have a page on Facebook at it's LM's Crafty Creations is my Facebook page, just like my YouTube channel. And then the store, Country Craft Creations, also has a Facebook channel at scrapbookers of countrycraftcreations.com, and you just would not believe the amazing content that all of the other design team members come up with. It's free for you, and we all work really hard to bring you free tutorials. So I hope that you enjoy them, and come visit us on Facebook. Thanks for watching.